8 and Conflicts in here. What's up, guys? How you doing? Give some people a minute to get in here. How's it going today, guys? I just tweeted that the live show is up. Go like and retweet that for us. Drummond fixing to be Supreme Chalk? I don't think so because of his price. Bro, I've missed these too. I was just telling my wife earlier, I'm like, I didn't realize how much I missed that because I enjoy it. It's like hanging out with the boys talking sports, for real. You're having a bad day, Conflict? Why is that? We got a couple starting lineups already. We got the Magic. They're starting who we thought they were, so no surprises there. But the Sixers are starting KJ Martin. Still not really that interested in him, but I mean, he can be in your player pool. He's in my MME pool, but I'm not going to have him in single entry. Well, let's get right into it because we got less than an hour before lock. We're going to start at point guard. One of my favorite plays of the day. Conflict said it yesterday. I say it a lot. They just mispriced him. Stephon Curry, 8,400. How do you price Steph Curry at 8,400? I don't understand it. You guys know his ceiling, 70 plus. Portland plays bad defense. What's up, Dunja? Curry's a lock for me, plain and simple. He's just too cheap. I mean, look at this production. I mean, last year was his worst year yet, and he's still consistently producing. Playing a bad defensive team that likes to run the floor. Just give me all the Steph tonight. Cade Cunningham's fine, gonna have plenty of them. I'm gonna go through these guys kind of quick tonight because we got so many games in a short time. But if you have any questions, hit me with them in the chat, guys. Hit me with them in the chat. Halliburton I like a lot. What's up, Nate? There's my dog, man. I missed you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. I don't know how you guys done yesterday. I profited. I don't know how because I had Anthony Davis I did have Anthony Davis in every lineup, but I had Ant in every lineup too, and Jaylen Brown. So, AD saved us. But getting back to it, Tyrese Halliburton, love him tonight. Gonna have a bunch of him. Good matchup for him. Another guy I think is being overlooked. Only 7% ownership. I got a ton of them, even in single entry. James Harden. This team's depleted. He doesn't have to share the ball with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I'm gonna have a ton of him. He's gonna be just chunking up threes at will. Give me all the James Harden tonight. Ja's fine. Don't mind running Ja against a bad defense that likes to run the floor in Utah. I have plenty of them. Fred VanVleet, totally fine. Marcus Smart's okay. He's not in my player pool because I took him out for a single entry I was building. But like, he's just okay. Like, KPJ season? Who are you talking about? Kevin Porter Jr.? I'm not playing any Kevin Porter Jr. Garland, he's fine because of his price, but it's not a guy I'm jamming in. MME only. I really like Quickly tonight, but he is pulling some ownership. I like him more on DK, but he's totally fine in your lineup. Sorry, god dang, I got the hiccups. Giddey scares me. I'm going to have some Giddey, but I really want to see what his role on this team is going to be. We just got some more news. I want to check it out. Where'd it go? Okay, it's just Nick Claxton. Like, don't care about that. Josh Giddey, like I said, he scares me. I have him in MME, but I'm not jamming him until I figure out what the Bulls are gonna do with him. God, this is so embarrassing. I'm sorry, guys. A guy I like a lot that's cheap. I'm gonna be honest, he almost made the core, but he is a bit risky, so I didn't put him in core. Is Dyson Daniels? He should be starting tonight. He should be taking that 2 guard spot where DeJounte Murray was. He's a talented player. I mean, 35-point ceiling for 4,200. I don't mind Dyson at all. I think Colin Sexton's in a great spot tonight. He has great upside. Don't mind him. Therese Maxey's okay. Like, he's too expensive, really. I know he's not gonna have Embiid, but that price is hefty. DeJounte Murray, I think Murray plays, but I got him out of my player pool until I see otherwise, because I'm not gonna be around to change him out around that time. I'm wonderful, bro. Wonderful. CJ McCollum, probably a fade for me, except for in MME. This team just has too many mouths to feed. Devin Booker's fine. Kobe White's okay. Spada's okay. His price is a little much for me, but he's got the upside. Gonna be taking on a terrible Toronto team. Jaden Ivey's okay. LaMelo's... I'm playing LaMelo in MME, but not single entry. He has a very lofty price tag, and I don't know how they're going to handle his load management this year. Shouldn't be an issue first game of the season, but just a fade for me just because I'm cautious. Clarkson's okay. He's the third guy on this team, really. Like, MME only. Trae Young's interesting to me. I know he's pricey, but no Murray on this team now. He's literally going to have to do it all. He could have a huge ceiling tonight. I like Trae a lot. Dennis Schroeder's fine at his price. I don't want Dame tonight. I think this game gets out of hand quickly, and yeah, no thank you. Not much interest in Tyus Jones, MME only. Pretty much every guy from here down is MME only. Yeah, nobody else really to talk about. I'm so sorry. I know that's annoying in this live stream, me having hiccups. How do I get rid of them? Somebody tell me how. Moving over to the 2 guard, we got 3 of my locks tonight. Norman Powell, Karis LeVert, and Gary Trent. So, Norman Powell is going to be starting, and they really don't have anyone other than James Harden. He should be the number 2 guy. He's only 5,100. It's not going to take anything for him to pay his price off. I mean, he's going to be able to pay his price off easy. He's cheap. He allows you to build. Karis LeVert, he's 6 man, and he has a huge ceiling. I think, they're projecting him as starter. Is he starting? It hasn't come out yet, but they got him starting at the 3. They done some funky things last year. Either way, he's just too cheap as much as he's going to be on the floor. Whether he starts or not, he started some games last year, played some games 6 man. He always played more than 30 minutes, so I'm going to have a ton of him. He is in my locked pool for single entry. I want him all. Same with Gary Trent. He's going to be starting for Chris Middleton. He's only 4,500. I don't need him to do hardly anything at that price. And look at this guy's ceiling. It's not going to happen tonight. He is low on that totem pole. You got Dame. You got Giannis on this team. They're going to take care of the primary scoring. But it's going to be so simple for him to pay the salary off. Easy lock for Gary Trent. Cam Thomas is fine, but I am not in love with him because of how streaky he is. He can put up some big games, but the games he put up big numbers last year was when he was the only good player on the floor. The team's pretty healthy now, and I think they're trying to distribute the ball more, not just have him do everything. I got him in MME, but I'm just not really playing him in single entry. See if we got any more news. Giannis is probable. I'm not playing any Giannis today except in MME, and even then I limited. I looked and I think I had him in like 8 lineups out of 300, so just a heads up. Kelly Oubre almost made the core. So this 76ers team is horrible. They're so bad, but he's a good player. Eric Gordon does nothing. We know that. KJ Martin does nothing. We know that. Andre Drummond stands under the backboard and grabs rebounds. Maxey and Oubre are going to have to do everything for this team. I really like Kelly Oubre tonight. Going to have a ton of him. We talked about quickly. I really like him. He's going to have to do a lot for this team because it's going to pretty much just be him and Scotty Barnes. Like, Grady Dick, can't say this guy's name, and Podol's fine, but he has to contend with Mobley and Allen in the paint. I think this game runs through quickly in Barnes, and I love both of them tonight. I think Zach LaVine is too cheap, and when I was researching this morning, he was actually the first guy in my core, but I took him out, and I lowered his projection a little because I had it up around the 40 range because I'm not sure how this team's going to run now, but he is the only superstar on the team. I mean, Vucevic is good, but it's really the LaVine show there now. No DeRozan to take his usage away. I really like LaVine, but he is cautious because I'm not sure how that team's going to run, but I got a bunch of them. And we talked about Giddey, we talked about Daniels. Dylan Brooks, fine value play. I've got him in a couple of single entries. I don't love it, but you can see he has an upside. He's just a value filler. Like, if you land on him, it's fine. He's a value guy, should be able to pay off a cheap salary. Talked about McCollum, White, Eric Gordon. I know he's cheap, but, I mean, this all last year. He does nothing. He had one game, 36 fantasy points, but he shot 8 for 11. He's not going to do that every night. And if you watch the 76ers game, I can promise you he's going to stand in the corner the entire game. That's all he does. Bogdanovich is fine. He has upside. He's a good player. Kind of does a little bit of everything. I'm not forcing him, but if you land on him, he's absolutely fine. Talked about Ivy. I don't have a lot of interest in Podziemski, but if he lands in an MME line, I'm okay with it. What's up, Prince? Welcome to the show, buddy. Desmond Bane, I really have no interest in other than a little bit of MME. I know he is an amazing basketball player, but Ja's back, and this is Ja's team. He's going to be the number 2 option, and his usage is going to be slashed in half with Ja on the floor. Y'all gonna make me say it, ain't you? Agbaji? I can't say his name. Last guy in, sure. Like, I'm not thrilled about it. MME only at most. Oh, we're getting news here. Ooh. That may shake up the core. We're getting... Taurean Prince will start for Chris Middleton. Everyone thought it would be Gary Trent. So, is Pat Connaughton starting? We're going to get this... No, we may not get this lineup. I think even if Trent comes off the bench, he gets plenty of minutes, though. I think this could scare some of the people off of Trent. And I like that. But why are they starting Taurean Prince? God. It's NBA season, guys. It's the most annoying shit in the world. It's NBA season. I think Bradley Beal's a little bit too expensive today. MME only. Same with pretty much everybody through here. All going to be MME only. There's Cam Thomas. She's talking about him. That's another big thing is his price, $7,800. I mean, I can get Brandon Miller, who is a much better basketball player, at a discount. Tyler Hero. I mean, there's just better players around his price point today. Moving over to the 3 guard. Talked about most of these guys. One of my favorite plays that did not make the core, Lauri Markkanen. This guy has an insane ceiling. Great matchup with Memphis, a team that likes to run the floor. And I think this is going to be a fun game to watch. Both teams play fast. And Markkanen's great. Really like Markkanen tonight. Talked about Scotty Barnes a little bit earlier. I love him today too. I have a ton of Markkanen and Barnes together in the same lineup. I know Barnes' price looks a little high, but this guy has a ceiling. There you go. 65 fantasy point game last year against Indiana. The only thing that scares me is this Cleveland team plays slow, and they play good defense. But I think Barnes is in that superstar category where the matchup almost doesn't matter. It matters, but almost doesn't. Cam Johnson, 5,600. Play at your own risk. MME only for me. He's fine, but not in single entry. God bless, dude. I wish this would stop. We got Cum Bucket here. He's fine. Don't mind him. I don't really like playing him when Draymond's in because Draymond soaks up a lot of those rebounds. But he's okay for MME. Jeremy Grant, also just fine. Like MME only. DeAndre Hunter, same MME. Pretty much everyone down through here. Well, I'm wrong. Tobias Harris I like a lot. Great matchup. This Detroit team is going to be much better than the Detroit teams you've seen in the past. Cade Cunningham is good. Jaden Ivey is good. Tobias Harris is good. And Jaren Duran is good. Malik Beasley, sorry you didn't make the cut, but there's a lot of good players on this team. And I think Tobias Harris being that veteran leader on that team is going to help them tremendously. I like him a lot today. Everybody else down through here is just kind of eh. Herbert Jones gets a boost if Zion Williamson's out. And I should probably touch on that now since we're going to power forward. For my projections, the absolute best play today was Zion Williamson. I do not think Zion plays today. That's just me. I don't know. Well, there we go. We have it. Zion Williamson ruled out Wednesday. No Zion. I think Herb will play in his spot. Herb is one of the best defenders in the game. Racks up steals and blocks. I like Herb. I'm going to boost his projection some. I'd say around 27 would be fair. But he has a ceiling. Like, look at this game. 3 blocks, 4 steals. 2 steals. 4 steals. This guy just is amazing on the defensive end. Looks like Murray's still a game time decision. I think Murray plays. Not too worried about him. All right. But Pascal Siakam, like him a lot today. I think he is too cheap. Dude has such a solid floor. I think he gets you 35 easily. Should be such a fun game to watch. Indiana just runs the floor. Siakam should be able to get plenty of rebounds. Jared Allen's fine. Him and Mobley, one of these guys is going to do well today. Flip a coin on which one it's going to be. They got a great matchup. So, if I had to pick one, slight lean towards Allen, but it could truly be Jarrett or Evan Mobley, either one. Really, really like Brandon Clark today. He's pulling ownership. He almost made the core, but because of how risky he is, he didn't. Play Brandon Clark today. He's risky, but I think it pays off. I really, really like Brandon Clark. We talked about Lauri. Most of these guys we've talked about already. Draymond's fine. I think his price is kind of where it should be, but if he falls in your lineup, like, I'm okay with it. Just hope he doesn't donkey kick somebody in the dick and get ejected, and you're good. Well, I think Bobby Portis is interesting today because I think this game is over by halftime. Not even exaggerating, that's how bad I think the 76ers are going to be. So Portis could get some extra run. Still interested to see what kind of lineup they shoot out. Giannis, we talked about. I have no interest in Giannis today. So he's been dealing with knee tendonitis, and he's probable to play tonight. But first of all, I think this game's a blowout. Second of all, I just don't think he gets his max run with nursing a knee injury. Knees are huge in basketball, and at his price tag, he needs 65, 70 fantasy points to pay off. I don't see it today. He is a fade for me. And pretty much everybody down through here, except for maybe Herb Jones, if he's confirmed starting, is MME only for me. And interesting play here, though. I think it's risky, and I only done it in MME. This French guy, I can't say his name, will be playing backup center tonight for Andre Drummond. Drummond has an issue with fouls. This guy can play a lot of minutes, but it is risky. Moving over center, we got my last core piece. Just far too cheap on the slate. My favorite play of the entire day. Just play him, guys. I told you yesterday, just play AD, and it worked out. Today, play Alperen Sengun. This guy is a monster. Taking on the worst team against bigs in the NBA last year in the Charlotte Hornets. It was a saying last year. If you tuned into any of these shows last year, you heard me say, play big men against the Hornets, and it worked. It worked a lot. Sengun is an absolute monster. Sorry, guys, I had to sneeze. Look at this. Last year against Wembanyama, 85 fantasy points. Oh, he comes out next game against the Clippers, which they don't really have a center, but Zubac, I guess. 70 fantasy points. This guy just cleans the glass. What did he have in that? 16 rebounds, 5 steals, a block. 2 steals, 19 rebounds. He's too cheap. My favorite play of the day, I'm all over him. Play Alperen Sengun today. My second favorite is not the highest projected, but I think he has a huge upside today. Zach Edey. It's kind of up in the air if he's going to start or if Brandon Clark's going to start. I think it's Edey. I think Clark comes off the bench. He's still terrific value at his price. Totally okay with it. I think Edey is going to be one of those players that midway through the season, he's 9K. He is a wonderful basketball player, taking on a Utah team that likes to run the floor just like Memphis does. Should be a lot of possessions. Like Edey a lot. Let's see here. I had a question in the Discord. It's just somebody letting me know that Zion was out. But if you don't want to play Sengun, you don't want to play Edey, I think Vucevic looks good, especially with no Zion now. I think he looks good. We talked about Clark and Mobley. Trayce Jackson-Davis is a fine fill-in play. He's just too cheap. Like, he has upside, as you see. Think he's fine. DeAndre Ayton is okay. Like, just hope Draymond don't donkey kick him in the dick, and he should be good. I think Miles Turner is getting kind of overlooked. The thing with Turner has always been his minutes and how he's going to produce in them. As you can see, he gets minutes. Some games he gives you 23 fantasy points on 31 minutes. And then the game before that, he gives you 55. So he's a very streaky and inconsistent player. But if you get him on his up games, you're winning some money. I have no interest in Podol taking on the Mobley and Allen in the paint. I think Bam Adebayo is okay, but I kind of want to fade that entire game. Both teams play slow, good defense. Like, don't really care for it. I actually bet the under in that game. Nick Richards at 5,500, he is starting totally fine. He's actually a lock for me on DK because of pricing, but he's going to be starting. He's good. Andre Drummond, I cannot pay that price, 8,000 for Drum. Like, I know he has huge upside, as you can see here, but he also struggles with fouls. And he hasn't played a full game. God, well over a year. This was the last full game that he played was February 28th. Yeah, I know. I was talking about that yesterday with somebody, Nate. I prefer 5, 6, 7 game slate, but I'm gonna let the public eat all they want on Andre Drummond. I'm just not getting there today at that price. If this was maybe a 5 or 6 game slate, I might be there, but not today, not with all the options we have at center. So, before I swap over to DK, do you guys have any questions about FanDuel? I'm about to give you my core, and I'm also going to put it in the Discord. Let's see if I can find it. Alright, my core is in the Discord. So, just for now, guys, just so you know, I do still have Gary Trent in my core. I think he is totally fine even as the 6th man. But if we get some kind of really wacky lineup here, the core is always subject to change. And I will update it and at you in the Discord if I do. Let's see. All right, I'm going to swap to DK if you don't have any questions for FanDuel. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you my core on DK. Just right off the bat, in case you want to just start building, don't want to hear what I have to say or whatever. It's going to be Emmanuel Quickley, Nick Richards, Kelly Oubre, and then the last one is going to be your decision. It's between 2 guys, and both of them play center. Brandon Clark if you're building cheap, or Sengun if you're building expensive. So I only play single entry on DK, and I built multiple lineups today, and they all had that core with either Clark or Sengun. It was just how the lineups fell. If I didn't have the money for Sengun at center, then I plugged Clark in. If I did, it was Sengun. And that is also in the Discord under the DFS chat. All right. Quickley, he's too cheap on DK. Core piece, love him. Clark, same thing. Nick Richards, same thing. I mean, Brandon Clark's 3,700. Nick Richards is 4K. Clark's going to get plenty of run. He's over a fantasy point per minute player. Nick Richards is a starting center due to injuries, and he's 4K. So even if you wanted to start your build with Richards and Clark, that's 3,700 and 4,000. That's 7,700 for 2 players that I think will produce today. I think that's a great way to start your build on DK. And moving on from there, I think Colin Sexton's in a great spot. He's just too cheap. Tyrese Maxey is more playable on DK with his price. I got to sneeze again. I'm sorry, fellas. Well, I thought I did. There it is. Sorry about that. Giannis, just too expensive on today's slate. Steph Curry, I still love on DK. Gonna have a ton of him over there. Kelly Oubre, we talked about it on the FanDuel side. He's gonna have to do everything with Maxey today. And he fits perfectly into your lineups at his price. Still love Laurie over here. Fred VanVleet's really good, especially if you're not gonna be playing Sengun. to get some exposure to that game. Yeah, I can give you ownership. You want it on DK or FanDuel first at 8? I think Cade's solid. Tobias Harris is solid. Drummond's more manageable on DK, but I still don't want to eat that chalk. I'll give you ownership on DK first, then I'll swap it over to FanDuel. So, Yabasuli at the bare minimum is pulling the most ownership on DK. But I think a big thing is you can also play him at power forward. I think he makes a great addition to your lineup. It's a little bit risky. It is. But for the 3K minimum, it's worth taking a chance on DK. And then you got Clark. Just the way that you build on DK, most of these value pieces are going to be the chalk pieces. KJ Martin pulling a lot ownership now that he's confirmed starting. Let's see, what do we get? Tim Hardaway. Murray's probable. Like I said, he's probably going to play. Alvarado's probable. Nothing really game-changing. But looks like James Harden probably well, I guess you could consider Donovan Mitchell your highest owned superstar, about 15.7%. I think it's just the price. It's a little low for him. I'm going to swap over to FanDuel now. And looks like Norman Powell. He's a core piece. I don't see how you don't play Norman Powell tonight. I scrolled a little too far. We got Brandon Clark. Josh Giddey pulling a lot more ownership than I thought. Dyson Daniels, not a core piece, but a great play today. Ja pulling the most ownership of the pay-ups is a little surprising when for $1,000 less I can get Steph Curry. And I'm a Memphis Grizzlies fan. I love Ja. I want to play Ja. But give me the discount. Give me Steph Curry. Ja is a shooter. If you know what I mean. Jared Allen, he's pulling more ownership than Mobley. So if you are going to play one of those guys, I do prefer Allen. But if you want to play the ownership game, Mobley's pulling less ownership, about 6% less. Sengun's ownerships went up a lot today. When I first looked this morning, he was only pulling about 6%. But the only thing that... Okay, now I'm looking. Kamara and Naismith pulling that much ownership is surprising to me. I guess it's just their prices and people need value pieces, but I don't really want either one of those guys today, except for in the MME. Karis LeVert's ownership has fallen to 10%. This morning it was like around, I think, 18. But I'm here for you now, guys. Any questions you have, hit me with them. Okay, we got the Cavs starting lineup. And like I thought, Karis LeVert's going to be playing 6-man. Looks like Maxter's. Yeah, we knew that. But Garland, Mitchell, Dean Wade, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen will be starting. I think you could give a slight boost to Wade. I think that's fine, but I wouldn't go nothing crazy. Wade is not a historically great fantasy producer. What's he produce? I can't find it. I know it's on here somewhere. Fantasy point per game. Oh, here we go. Fantasy point per minute over his last 20 starts has been 0.37. That's awful, guys. Like, that's bad. MME only for Wade. And honestly, LeVert's going to be the first guy off the bench. He's going to be in there quickly. All right, we got Pacers and Pistons. Pistons starting Cunningham, Ivy, Tim Hardaway Jr., Tobias Harris, and Jaron Duran, kind of what we expected. I wasn't sure if Hardaway would play or not. Don't really make a difference to me, but what we expected, nothing crazy there. For the Pacers, Halliburton, Nimber, Naismith, Siakam, Turner, kinda also what I expected. Nothing crazy there. So we're good on those games. I don't know if we'll get it before lock, but I am anxious to see what the Pelicans roll out. I think Herb Jones starts, and that's what Line Star is projecting as well. If so, I really like Herb. He is such a good defensive player, and I love those defensive players, even though OG Anunoby let us down last night. Who are your guys' favorite pay-ups tonight? I think I let the cat out of the bag with my two being Curry and Sengun. But who are you guys trying to pay up for tonight? I don't envision a world where you can play Giannis and take a tournament down tonight. Anyone here? I'd really like to get that Milwaukee starting lineup. Cam Thomas ownership. 7% on FanDuel and on DK 2%. Nobody's playing Cam Thomas, bro. No reason to, honestly. Come on, underdog. Give us something. Got nothing yet, boys. Any questions you got, hit me with them. If not, I'm going to pop out of here. Really, really like to get that lineup before I bounce, so. Wish I knew a Bucks beat reporter to follow. This guy's projecting Trent to still start. So, maybe he does. Let's lay a bet while we're waiting, shall we? Pacers, Pistons. Give me the Pacers. Why is it only showing me 4 basketball games? There's more than that. What are you doing? There we go. Nets and Hawks. Give me the Hawks. Cavs, Raptors. Cavs, Bucks. Magic, Heat. Give me the Heat. Hornets, Rockets. Give me the Rockets. We're going to build a hell of a parlay here, boys. Pelicans, Bulls. This one gets interesting because I think the Bulls can compete here. We're going to skip that one from now. Grizzlies, Jazz. Warriors, Suns. How many is that? 9? Let's risk 5 for it. Let's do that. I think the Bulls could pull that one off. Alright guys, you got any questions about the FanDuel or DraftKings slate, hit me with them. Aiton's ownership on FanDuel, it is 5%, and on DK, Aiton is too expensive, but 5%. Any of you guys ever played on Yahoo? I've thought about depositing in there, but I've never played on Yahoo. I don't really know how it works over on Yahoo. The pricing's very different. James Harden is cheaper than Maxey and Giannis. What? And Siakam? And KD? I need to play on Yahoo. What? That looks insane. Still nothing from Underdog, man. Guys, if you're not following us on X, go give us a follow too. Sin Sports with the blue check. We are verified. Don't even know what that means, but we're verified. Come on, underdog. Give us something. Oh, they're going to be so bad. What is Bleacher Report? This was tweeted today. And they're going to have Paul George, Joel Embiid. Like, come on. That's going to be such a nasty Mavs rotation as long as they don't get bullied down low. It's going to be a nasty Kings team. I might put some money on putting them in the Western Conference Final. Alright guys, if you don't have any other questions, I'm going to bounce out of here. So hit me with them if you got them. Alright guys, I'm going to get out of here, but I am available any time of day at the Discord linked below the stream. Hop in there, ask me anything you need to know throughout the night. Good luck, gentlemen, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Yeah, it's just Raptors starting who we thought they were, so we're good. DeJounte Murray, let's see. 6%. Now he's probable. It probably boost up to around 9%. He's a solid play. That's on FanDuel. On DraftKings, 5%. Probably boost him up to around 8-9% as well on DK. Better play on DK actually, in my opinion. Alright, good luck, buddy. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. Love you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. Have a wonderful night. If you need any questions, I'm in the Discord. At me at any time, guys. See ya. Oh, you caught me right before I clicked quit stream and 8. On DK, Cade is 4%. I think it says price. And on FanDuel, he is 8%. Oh, and before I go, also thank you to LionStar for their amazing tools. If you guys need an optimizer, and I mean, it's so much more than that, all the amazing tools they have. There's a link in our Discord. It's an affiliate link. Try them out, man. They're awesome. I love them. They've helped me win a lot of money. Well worth the price. With that, I'm out of here, guys. Good luck. Have fun.